am Steve, the Great and Terrible.
So, how about you start by telling us the origin and concept of the dishonorable lawyer?
Back in middle school, I met my friend Foffelfan. We used to sit around at the lunch table, and we just kind of make stuff up, kind of bounce one thing off of another. And the dishonorable lawyer was probably, I'd say, a product of my creation, UTAP, the United Territories of Apocalyptic Penguins, which was just a fun thing to talk about.
That was funny.
At lunch, conquering territories, that kind of thing. But he was the lawyer for UTAP, and I don't know, one day I put a pencil up to my lip like a cheesy mustache, like that, and just went, yeah, the dishonorable lawyer, and gave him just an annoying voice, because I would imagine someone so horrible would be equally annoying.
Top 3 Doctor iterations of Doctor Who?
From what I've seen of Doctor Who, I would have to say my favorite 3 Doctors, and I'm going to sound biased because I haven't seen a lot of original Who, because it's not easily accessible, would have to be David Tennant at the top, Christopher Eccleston, the first newer Doctor, the second, and then actually all the way back to the first Doctor, because seeing him as a crotchety old man is really funny. And he's really inquisitive back then and kind of does anything he can to get the information he wants about something, totally ignoring the safety of the human occupants of the TARDIS.
Really? Not Scarf Doctor?
No, not Scar. I haven't seen enough of him. Not enough exposure to give an opinion.
What is your favorite anime?
My favorite anime would have to be Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is set during the early 2000s after a cataclysmic event has occurred, melting the polar ice caps and leading to creatures known as angels coming and attacking Earth as we know it.
What is your favorite Pokemon?
You know, my favorite Pokemon would easily be Ditto. Ditto! And Ditto is also the best Pokemon because it can become literally any Pokemon. You need a Mewtwo, the enemy has a Mewtwo, you bring out your Ditto, and bam, you got a Mewtwo. Then you just gotta play the Pokemon better than the other guy. I mean, there are no downsides other than the fact that it's ugly.
Pirates or ninjas?
The space pirate. Because space pirates are in space. They have laser weapons, transporters, starships, and are in fact better than pirates and ninjas combined.
I guess that means pirates.
I'm not a fan of pirates or ninjas.
Well, anyway, what is your favorite video game?
My favorite video game would easily be BioShock, because the story, mixed with the music, mixed with that horror element, just works so well that it pulls you in, and you start to wonder beyond just what you see. You start to wonder about the world that you're inside of.
Plus, it's freaking awesome.
What character would you hurt/heal?
If I was going to pick a character to hurt, it would have to be Soda Lawyerton. Because Soda Lawyerton is a cheap ripoff of a character I created out of my brilliance in 8th grade. If I was going to heal a character, or see more of them, it would easily be the dishonorable lawyer, because he's a character I made, and he was one of my favorites to make come out of nowhere in 8th grade.
How awesome are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, you can't measure me. You gotta go into the infinity.
In other words,
it's over 9,000. Rawr.
So, what would be your favorites of the Batman universe?
If I was to name my favorite Batman, I would have to say the original 1989 Michael Keaton Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Even though the rest of them kind of stunk like a dead mule.
The other movies, yeah.
Yeah, but my favorite version of the Joker would have to be live-action Jack Nicholson animated, of course, Mark Hamill. My favorite version of the character, the Joker, would also very specifically have to be the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum Joker, because of how dark they took the character.
Who would you like to see a custom minifigure out of?
You know, if I was going to pick a character to make a custom minifigure of, I think it would have to be Frank, the old man who sits on the bench at the park and really just complains about the world and how it used to be. He was a character creation of mine back in senior year, and he's always a big hoot with the friends, and I just always figured it would be nice to see him on the big screen or in some real form.
So, could you tell us your favorite style of animation?
My favorite style of animation would have to be way back at the beginning of Disney's empire building. The multiplane camera, which is used in most Disney movies from, I want to say, the 40s onward, Snow White, Pinocchio, all those movies, and it is multiple planes of glass stacked, and you run the animation cells through.
Oh, so
and
that's
then
how
you-
it's done.
And then you can do layered scenery to give depth to your animating. Now you can do that with a computer. You don't need all that vast majority of animating stuff. But the amount of skill required in that animation and dedication impresses me to no end. So I would have to say that. Second to that would probably be stop motion.
When did you start voice acting?
I started acting for the Fawful Fan a few videos ago as the potato Glenn Adam Oswald,
AKA GLaDOS.
aka GLaDOS. But he had wanted me to help him a few years back, but I've just been so busy that I have just now found the time to do voice acting for the internet, the interweb, the portal to nothingness, the great gaping chasm that sucks away your life. But it's awesome.